Hello and welcome back to another video on ARK Survival Ascended, and today is the day that the Astraeos map joins the official roster of maps as a paid DLC, at the cost of a whopping $15. And I will admit, I am in two minds about this. I am really excited to see Astraeos being added, but I'm also personally not a fan of the game developers releasing a paid unfinished mod map to the official roster, which is only at 35% completed. So I figured it would be a good idea to dive into what is new with the paid version of Astraeos, as opposed to the free modded version, and to see if it is really worth that price tag. So let's not mess around and let's get straight into it. Kicking things off, let's give you a summary of the free version of Astraeos. It has been out for a good few months now. If we take a quick look at the map here, this is the current playable area, and to be honest, when we are talking about free mod maps, this is by far one of the best you can play out there today. The explorable area is massive. Admittedly, most of it is ocean, however, it is still very big when compared to any other free mod map on the market, considering this is only around 30% completed, which is pretty awesome. I highly doubt that the free version will receive anything new, so this is our blueprint that we can compare the paid version to. And if you are not familiar with the map, you'll find a number of explorable islands, majestic white cliffs and white sandy beaches throughout. A Greek-inspired map with signs of past civilization in the forms of temples and ruins. To the north is the Fokinfos Island, probably butchered that name. It is distinguished by its black rocks and mountainous terrain, very different from the bright white cliffs you can find throughout the entirety of the map. This region is filled with much more dangerous predators, high densities of tasty resources. Further north is a mini snow biome home to all those Arctic beauties we've come to love in ARK. It is very small though. I am pretty surprised that half of this island wasn't a snow biome, as a lot of creatures that inhabit the snow biome also roam down into the flatter, greener areas too. But hey, moving on. In the northeast corner of the map, you will find a swampy island with a wyvern cave located in the mountain, where you can net yourself fertilized eggs for the standard free wyvern variants from Scorched Earth. The map is home to 3 artifact caves, all offering their own unique exploration aspects. I have covered these in depth in a spotlight, so I'll stick a link down to that video in the description of the video. And the final boss, Medusa, with some devastating attacks and a beefy health pool at her disposal. She is well known to be one of the hardest bosses in the game right now, so I'm interested to see if she has been altered at all for the official version. And finally, there is also a teleport function included with the free version to aid you in navigating around this large scale map. Anyway, that is a brief overlook of what is available in the free version, so let's move on to what is new with the paid official version. So I won't go into too much detail in what is new with the paid version, as I don't want to spoil the surprise too much. If we take a quick look at the map, a new island has been added to the east. This island is known as Firokis, probably butchered that name, let's be honest, aka Lava Island, evident from the giant volcano located in the direct center, black sands and burnt trees. Love the look of this island, and I still cannot understand why Wildcard didn't make the center's Lava Island look this way. Here you will find plenty of dangerous creatures spawning on this island. Rexes, Argentavis, Carnos, Pyromanes, Dreadmares, Velonosaurs, and there's also a few herbivores that spawn here too, including the mighty Dreadnoughtus. So plenty of creatures to feast your eyes on. Orbital supply drops were also added to the official paid version, having their own unique appearance to fit the style of a Greek mythological map. The difficulty of the drop can be differentiated from the color of the, well, I'm not even sure what it is. A giant spear of Greek descent? Who knows? Not me. I do believe these only spawn on Lava Island. Oh, and I did forget to mention that corrupted creatures do spawn here too. They are known as lightning creatures, but they are the same as corrupted, being highly aggressive. As well as OSDs, the map comes with its own unique themed element veins too, which do also only spawn on Lava Island. Another feature that was added to this island was indeed the Roaming King Titan. We saw it in the trailer. It works the exact same way as the Roaming King Titan from Extinction, has the same amount of health, but has had a little makeover, and has also had a name change, which is something like Thanatos. It can also be killed for a variety of loot, and of course world buffs to help you out on your playthrough. 3 unique artifact caves have been added. Let's begin with the cave on Lava Island. A giant cave filled with dangerous creatures throughout. This cave definitely highly resembles the layout of the tech cave. Plus creatures in here can spawn up to level 250 plus. Not sure what the max level is, but it will definitely give players a nice challenge, that's for sure. Cave loot crates can also be found within, offering you some tasty loot. loot, leading you down to the artifact of the pack with a nice statue of what appears to be a troll, which is an indication of a new enemy you will face later down the line. Second cave is an underwater cave located nearby to the lava island, a deep cave with many mazy-like tunnels throughout, with air pockets filled with the usual suspects of cave creatures. I was surprised by the lack of ocean creatures in here though. The only spot where the ocean dwellers tend to spawn is at the entrance, and even then there's not too many of them. Plenty of creepy crawlies inside though, so I hope that is just me, or maybe the creature spawns here need a bit of work. Some tasty loot crates can be found within to satisfy all those loot goblins, and some classic Nakatas cave puzzles to figure out where you'll be rewarded with the artifact of the brute. The final new artifact cave is a temple filled with narrow corridors that will no doubt take you the wrong way many a time, where you'll meet the usual suspects that you find in most caves in ARK. Of course, calling this a maze would be an understatement, and I love it. Eventually leading you to artifact of the Devourer, where you can of course pick up some loot crates along the way. You will need to obtain all 3 of these artifacts in order to summon the new boss, which is a giant troll of some kind, known as Fodes the Widowmaker. Butchered that name too, no doubt. Pretty cool to see some new bosses officially come to the game though. This one is just as challenging as Medusa, with a giant health pool of what I believe is 1.8 million health on alpha difficulty. Damn, that's a lot of health. More new features include new supply beacon appearances. Also gotta appreciate those small touches as it makes the map feel more unique. And of course the Mayguana, which I think we all know by now is just a Maywing with a new appearance. It literally does everything a Maywing does and doesn't seem to do anything new at all. It is cool to have the Maywing back though, I guess. A couple of other cool things I noticed is that the Astra creatures are still present. They were in the free version, however I was pretty certain that I read up that they will not be included with the paid version. I mean, I'm not complaining of course, as I love loot. They are basically exclusive alpha variants to Astraeos, and they do offer some unique perks as they can be killed for far better and more of a variety of loot. You can even find saddles and blueprints from killing these bad boys, so there's definitely no shortage in methods to easily farm loot on the map, and also element. So the big question is it worth that $15 price tag? Well, as always, I'm going to be completely honest here. Yes, the map is a great map, very well designed, and is honestly one of the most beautiful landscapes I have seen from an ASA map so far. There is no denying that Nakatas is on another level when it comes to map development, and I can really appreciate the time and effort that's gone into this map so far. The map is absolutely huge, but you do have to take into account that a lot of it is made up of water, which once completed will admittedly be the best ocean we've seen from any ASA map so far. I am crossing my fingers that they do add some difficult underwater caves, on par with the caves from the island, as I have always craved that in ARK, and still to this day the island is the only map that has satisfied my needs in that department. I know there's 2 so far, but they still don't really compare in difficulty to the island caves. I've always enjoyed the experience of starting out on a new playthrough on a fresh map, and because I make videos on YouTube, the map is worth buying for me, even if it is incomplete. And let's just say it was a premium mod map released in this state. It is far better than any of the premium mod maps on the market, and this is at 35% completion, which is pretty crazy honestly. I am trying to see this from a casual ARK player's perspective, and the fact of the matter is that this is a paid new DLC map, which is at 35% completion and only adds 1 new creature, and no new engrams, which is what we have always had with previous paid DLC map releases. Every single previous paid DLC map came with at least 5 or more new creatures, and the maps would offer a lot of new exploration value and new engrams to craft. Astraeos doesn't offer any of that, which does bring me back to comparing the previous map installments from ASE. Even in the past when mod maps got added to the official roster, I'm going to use Fjorda as an example, which is definitely a fan favourite for many, which added a bunch of new and unique creatures like the Andrewsarchus, the Fjordhawk, Desmodus, the Fenrir, new mini-bosses, and also the main boss that was Fenrir Sulfur, and both of these amazing maps were completely free. It does however add a new experience of fighting 2 new bosses, which is pretty cool, so I definitely do understand the argument of releasing an unfinished paid DLC official map to the official roster of maps that doesn't offer any new engrams or a brand new full roster of creatures. And to be honest, I really don't like it, and I still do disagree with the idea. It turns out that the map did add a new creature after all, even though it was originally stated by Nakatas that there won't be any new creatures at all. It is basically a reskinned Maywing. I'm kind of excited to use it, but I'm also questioning what happens when our dearly beloved Maywing comes with Genesis Part 2. I really don't know there. Poor Maywing. It is technically a free creature, but you still have to pay for the map to be able to access it, unless you have a friend that owns the map and could transfer one over to you. You do have to give the developers some credit there at least. They did listen to the fans' complaints with the map not coming with a new creature. I know it's not fully new, but at least it's not totally stuck behind a paywall for everyone to enjoy. I mean, you can still spawn them in, right? I can imagine Astraeos will be worth the price once it is fully complete, as Nakatas is well known for creating some of the best maps in ARK, Valguero and Fjordur being perfect examples. And Astraeos is shaping up to look like another gem to add to his repertoire. It is a big shame that new engrams will not be introduced, being as the map is made up of so much ocean. The mod map can be perfectly paired with the Trireme Ships mod to make ocean exploration more immersive and exciting. However, that feature was not added to craftable engrams on the official version. Like, could you imagine the battles you could have in the ocean on official? It would have been so cool. And you know, it gives us a new engram to enjoy. Of course, you do have the teleport function to cover that, I guess, but it's really not the same as traversing the map as intended. Anyway, for me, I personally will wait to play the map from a playthrough perspective. I can't really start, say, a 100 days playthrough on it, as I really don't enjoy playing incomplete maps. Plus, Nakatas has already stated that progress can be moved from the free modded version to the official version, so there's no harm in waiting if you're still undecided about buying the map. It doesn't really offer anything new in terms of biomes, but it does merge the best of biomes and features from other maps into one, so if that's a thing that tickles your fancy, then it will be a great map to play. Plus, there is a lot of awesome cave designs that could definitely make for some very cool base locations. And I don't want to sway anyone's opinion after giving mine, because ARK is such a great game, and Astraeos is such a large map that still offers a lot of content within that 35% completion. There is a lot to explore within it, so if you are looking to experience a new official map, then it will probably be worth the price tag with all those many hours that you will put into it. I would happily play a new map of this quality for $15 with or without new engrams and creatures. For me, it does have to be finished for me to want to begin playing it. I'm still enjoying Extinction right now, so I don't feel the need to dive right in. But like I said, this map will still give people hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay value in its current 35% completed state. So it all depends on what you're looking for from a new paid DLC, really. I would have absolutely loved to be able to review a finished product, so it is very disappointing that I don't have that opportunity today. This is a paid official DLC map after all, and I still can't agree with them releasing it so far from finished. I don't see why they wouldn't wait a few more months, like surely releasing it after Ragnarok would have made more sense. But hey, I guess this is the world we live in right now. I do understand that the game developers need money, whether I agree with their decisions or not. I absolutely love this game and I have so much passion for it. It's like a drug I cannot get enough of, and this is even with the many bugs and glitches and broken things in the game. I do wish they made the game more playable for everyone though, which is the big downside to this game. And well, the fact of the matter is, there's just no other game like ARK on the market. It is actually one of a kind, and I still can't see myself stopping playing this game for a very long time. I will be crossing my fingers for the bright future of Astraeos, and I'll also cross my toes too in hopes that we do see some new creatures get added to the map further down the line, because that would really make the map so much more unique. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video and I hope it was helpful to you. I have so much love for ARK, so I do speak about this game with a deep passion for it, and I always want what is best for the game, as there's just no other games like ARK. So I'm really looking forward to playing Astraeos when it does hit that 100% completion. Until then, I might dabble into a few video guides on the map, and I've also resumed editing my 2 100 days videos I've had in the works for probably 8 months now. Whoops, so apologies for that. Time just flies by so quickly and I just wish we had more time. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye.